Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is Victoria here. If you are new to my channel, it has been a hot minute since I have filmed a YouTube video, so I'm finally getting this girly chats video to you guys. So about a week and a half ago, I asked you guys to give me all your questions related to girly chat topics, anything girl related, and I got a lot of questions, so I'm going to try to answer as many as I can. A lot of them are overlapping, so that kind of makes it a little bit easier to get through as many as I can, but let's get to it. So what kind of birth control are you on? So this one was a very common question. So I'm currently not on birth control. I'm on the pull-out method. Yeah, so I'm not on anything, but I have in the past been on the pill. Stop laughing at me. I have in the past been on the pill. I've been on less, tricycline low, and I think it was Yaz or Yasmin, I can't even remember, it was quite a while ago. I've also tried the copper IUD, and I've had just a really bad experience with pretty much any type of like pill or contraceptive device, I guess you could say. So with the pill, I found like the hormone imbalance, like the hormones would always make me get very irritable, very emotional. It would have an effect on my mental health, and I'd also put on a lot of weight very quickly, and then once I would come off the pill, I would kind of like lose it all. It was almost like a lot of water weight, a lot of water retention. But everyone's so individual with like the pill, because I know some of my friends who have been using it forever and have never had any problems with it, but because we're all unique and our bodies react differently to things, for me personally, it was never very good, and I tried 3 different ones to see if it was just that particular one. And then I tried the copper IUD because it's non-hormonal, but I just had a lot of problems with that one because it made my period really heavy. I had extremely painful cramps, and because my period was so heavy, I started getting very anemic, and I couldn't even supplementing with iron wasn't enough. I started like losing my hair, and it started having an effect again on my mental health just because everything was like, I was so anemic. So that one did not work for me as well. I think because I have got a very sensitive body that things just affect me differently. But again, I've had friends that have been on the copper IUD or the hormonal IUD, and they love it. So I think with birth control, it's very much individual, and a lot of times trial and error to find which one works for you. Obviously, I'm in a relationship where if I get pregnant, it's not that big of a deal, but if you aren't, then you have to obviously be more cautious about the type of contraceptives you're using and being safe with sex. So how do you deal with bloating during your special week? So I feel like we all bloat a lot during the period. It's just, you know, a great perk of being a woman. So, I mean, I just tend to wear things that are more comfortable, things that aren't so tight around my stomach. I also try to, you know, keep hydrated and being okay with like being a bit bloated during that week. It's normal. I mean, like, we all go through that time of the month, and I'm sure we all get a little bit bloated depending on the severity of your symptoms. I used to get very bloated and a lot of discomfort, and I still to this day do get certain periods that are a lot worse than the other ones. So it's just, you know, being mindful and being understanding that like you are a woman, this is the time of the month, you're gonna have that, it's okay. A lot of times getting yourself moving and like physical activity can actually help that. I know when you're kind of feeling that way, you're uncomfortable, you don't necessarily want to work out, but it actually does really help. So that's what I would say. And then also just, you know, being understanding and compassionate with yourself, because unfortunately there's not much you can really do about it. How do you deal with camel toes? So I don't know when this like fixation of camel toes became such a thing, because I haven't had my Instagram account for quite some time now, and I never really got a skew of comments always being like camel toe, camel toe, camel toe. Maybe it's because of the new seamless leggings that have been coming out, and it's becoming a bit more evident, but like, we're women, we have vaginas, like, get over it. Like, I'm sorry, but you can only cover so much, and if a woman has a camel toe, like, I just don't see what the fixation is about it. Like, we have a vagina, get over it. But in that topic, you can wear like more seamless leggings. I find if I wear, seamless undies will help with camel toe if you are having that problem in that area. Also, not wearing your pants super high up will obviously help with that. But I feel like with seamless leggings, you're going to see it a little bit more than if you have like the seam there. How has training affected your cycle? So I find when I'm on my cycle, my energy just kind of is like really low. So I definitely feel like my training is affected, and it's actually like physiologically proven that when you're on your cycle, a lot of times women aren't as strong, they can't recover as fast. So for me, I just, you know, I listen to my body. If I'm on my cycle, then I'm more cautious of, you know, how I'm training. If I need to take more rest, if I need an extra rest day, you know, that's just what I do personally, which helps me. I mean, I'm not specifically training for something in particular. So I guess if you are on a contest prep or something that really requires a lot more structure and you can't really fall off, you know, your plan, then you just have to kind of get through it and just be aware that like you might feel a little bit more tired, you might not be recovering, you might not be as strong, and just you know, make changes to your training depending on those variables. What are your top 3 things that help you reduce bloating? So bloating can be caused by a skew of issues. It can be food related, like if you have intolerances to things and it's affecting your digestion. It can be hormone related. It could be, you know, lack of sleep, stress, just things that there's like a lot of different variables. So for me, things that I found have helped me is eating properly and not eating foods that I find upset my stomach, which would be like a lot of dairy, really heavy trans fat foods back me up. Sushi, I find for some reason when I have sushi, my digestion gets really off and I find I kind of bloat from that. Supplementing with my greens has helped. Using a probiotic has helped. Managing my stress has been huge. So last year, I was having a lot of bloating issues that were related to my stress and not being able to control my cortisol, and I was having a lot of bloating due to that. So for me, it was being able to manage my anxiety has really helped in reducing my bloating. That was what I kind of figured out, because, you know, we do produce a lot of serotonin in our gut, and there's a strong gut-mind relationship. So if you're having a lot of issues with anxiety and stress, it's going to have an effect on your stomach and your digestion. So that was a big thing, is managing stress. Sleep, I find if I don't have a good amount of sleep, or if I'm traveling, my digestion can get really off and I get bloated. So that would be probably the things that I've done to really help me, is managing my stress, you know, my anxiety. I take medication to help with that. Supplementing with a greens product I've noticed a difference, and my probiotic, which I use from Alani Nu, which you've probably seen if you follow me on Instagram. Also making sure I get enough sleep, and just if I'm traveling and stuff, just kind of it being, knowing that it's kind of expected that it's going to happen, and after a couple days usually things get sorted out. What day is a good day to fake tan if you go to the gym daily, and also brands that don't sweat off? So I would just, if let's say you work out in the morning, I would fake tan at night, or just when you have, you know, a couple hours that you can put the tanning on, let it sit, and then shower before you go to the gym or whatnot. Obviously you don't want to put it on and then go to the gym. That's going to get pretty messy. I'm currently using the Saint-Tropez one, and it's their instant tan, instant dark tan. It comes in a blue bottle, and I'm really enjoying it. I find it doesn't get streaky, it doesn't like come off streaky, and I find when I sweat and I work out, it doesn't really come off. So that's the one I'm using, and I'll do it, you know, typically on like a Sunday. If I'll take Sundays off training, I'll, you know, wake up, put it on, let it sit for a couple hours, and then shower. So that's usually what I'll do. Did you get embarrassed the first few times you had butt/leg sweat? No, not really. Like, I mean, if you're working out hard, you're going to be sweating. Like, people, you go to the gym to work out, and sweating is a part of that. So if you get sweat everywhere, like, who really cares? Like, I feel like a lot of times we really put an emphasis on like where we're sweating, or if we have pit stains or whatnot, and people don't really notice. And if they do, like, who really cares? Like, it just means that you're working hard. So I've never been like a huge person to get like self-conscious about sweating in those areas, because it's just like, yeah, I'm working hard, I'm sweating, what do you want me to do about it? Any tips for cravings during that time of the month? I love cereal, dark chocolate, and PB. So I get pretty bad cravings during the time of the month, but again, this is very individual, because I know some women who don't get cravings. For me, I do eat dark chocolate pretty much every night, so that's something I have. I let myself have, you know, during my period, because that's what I want. And I have popcorn. I just try to opt for things that, like, don't really like make me feel too crappy. I find if I have a lot of sugar, or if I'm having a lot of fat, then my skin starts to break out, and I don't really want that, because sometimes it just happens normally even when I'm on my period. But I do let myself have treats, and I don't really feel all that bad about it, because, you know, it's like once a week or like a few days every month that you really are like really craving things. And for me, I'm trying to live like, you know, a more balanced approach to my life. So if I want to have a few things, like, I'm gonna have a few things. But if you are really trying to like avoid cravings, try teas. I find like having tea really helps, and even like, you know, just drinking more water can sometimes help. So drinking more, being more hydrated, having tea, even sometimes having a coffee, those kind of things is what I used to do when I was like, you know, competing and couldn't really just like start eating things that I wanted to eat. Do you wax routinely, like bikini wax? No, so I don't do any bikini wax just because I don't like the growing out process. I have gotten a Brazilian wax a couple times before. I found it quite painful, but again, everyone's kind of different because some people don't find it that painful. I feel like I'm pretty sensitive, so I found it quite painful, but I just don't like the growing out phase, and so I just shave. I do have razor bumps. That's another question, is any tips for razor bumps? Like, we all have razor bumps, and I mean, that's just kind of like, if you're shaving there, you're likely gonna have some kind of razor bumps, and it's just another thing of being a woman. Like, I feel like we put all this emphasis on like not having all these things because in pictures and magazines everything's all airbrush and you don't see those things, but like if you go to the beach and you see an average woman, like she probably has razor bumps. It's not that big of a deal. If you're shaving there, you're probably gonna get them. But my friend just started doing a sugaring practice, so I'm really gonna try to go and see her and get it done, and then once I do, I'll keep you guys posted because I've heard really good things about it. But yeah, I've never really been a fan of the growing out phase, so I've kind of just always shaved. How do you deal with periods on vacay, especially swimsuit vacay? So I feel like every time I go to an all-inclusive resort, I either like get my period during it or on the tail end of my period, and like it's a bit annoying obviously, but I just use tampons, and you know, I'm just a little bit more cautious of like using the washroom more regularly, and just, you know, making sure I'm changing my tampons so I'm not having any leaks. And I mean, it's just, unfortunately, like it is what it is, but I don't really ever let it ruin my vacation or anything. It just requires a little bit more attention to that aspect. What vitamins do you take every day and why? So every day I take a multivitamin, which just basically has like everything in it, so that's why I take it. I take fish oils, which are your omega-3s, have a slew of health benefits. I would just Google them because I don't really want to go into them all, but just take a look on Google and it'll show you all the health benefits they have. I also take a probiotic, which I've said will help with my digestion and keeps everything kind of moving. I started taking a stress supplement, which is just basically helps naturally reduce your cortisol. And I also take hair, skin, and nails because I'm trying to see if that's going to help with a bit of hair growth, because I just took out all my extensions, so I do want my hair to grow a bit more. And then what else do I take? I think that's everything that I take in the morning, and that's basically why I take them. And all the supplements I do take are by Alani Nu, the company that I'm sponsored with, but I do love their products. I would never vouch for something if I didn't genuinely love their products and didn't use them. But yeah, that's what I'm currently taking for my supplements, and that's currently why I take them. How long does it take to see a real change in your body? I get anxious about it. Advice. So again, we're all so different, so how long it takes for me to see a change in my body is going to be very different on how long it takes you, and there's so many different variables that come into play. How much you're training, you know, if your hormones are all out of whack, then you're obviously not going to see the kind of results you want to see, and you need to, you know, if you're getting enough sleep. There's just a skew of things that really come into play when you're trying to see progress. But so for me to answer that, I can't really give you an honest answer because I don't know. I would have to know like how you're training, what you're everything, kind of your back history. But if you are a beginner, you're likely to gonna see results a lot quicker. That initial phase, you see things a lot quicker than if you have been training for quite some time and start, you know, a cut or whatever it is. But don't get anxious about the progress. You know, this is something to enjoy because you're challenging yourself, you're enjoying the gym, you're feeling good, you're working out for more than just the physical aspect of it, and just really be patient, but also really enjoy the process, because, you know, even the smallest little changes, you should be proud of yourself, and just take time and patience when you are, you know, trying to transition your body into whatever your goals may be. How often do you shave your legs? I'm so lazy about it. Okay. I'm pretty lazy about it too, I'm not gonna lie, and I have really blonde hair, so like sometimes I can go a pretty long time and like not even notice it, and then I look down at my legs, like some sun hits it, I'm like, oh my god, I need to shave. So yeah, in the winter I definitely shave like a lot less, which is bad and I'm kind of like embarrassed to say, but you know, it's just not that big of a priority to me. I always wear leggings. I don't really wear shorts until the summertime comes, then I start shaving more because obviously my legs are visible. But in the winter times, it tends to be a little bit longer than I'd like to admit. What do you look for in a good bra? So I don't really have boobs. So I feel like support isn't necessarily a huge requirement in terms of finding a bra that I like. I don't even wear like normal bras all that often. A lot of tops I wear just don't even wear a bra, or if I'm working out, or just like even right now I'm just wearing like a sports bra. But if I am gonna wear a top with a top that I'm gonna wear like a bra, I usually will have like some kind of push-up in it just to like give me a little extra. And I like just the ones that I get from Victoria's Secret. I find like the material is really soft. It doesn't show any type of lines through any type of shirt you're wearing, and it's a decent support. Again, like for me, I feel like I'm not the best at answering this question because I don't have really big boobs and I don't necessarily wear a bra all that often. But I would say for me, I like to find ones that are very comfortable to wear, that have support, not that I need a lot, and I like to have a little bit of push-up. Yeah. Alright, so I think I'm gonna finish it off there to make the video not super long. I did answer most of the questions. A lot of them, again, were basically the same question, just worded differently, so I feel like I kind of answered it answering other questions. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the Girly Chats video, and I hope that you make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you are not already, and stay tuned for more stuff. Alright, thanks guys so much for watching. Bye.